What is up, YouTube? N64 Fun Time come back at you with another amazing episode today. Today we are playing some Pokemon Quest, but we're not playing it on our Switch, we're actually playing it on our mobile cell phone. Now, the reason why I'm playing it on my cell phone is because I knew it was coming out for the cell phone, and as far as the Switch goes, I was really excited for it. It was really cool that they kind of gave us a surprise launch, but one of the biggest things was, very realistically, the cell phone is a little bit more mobile than the Switch. The reason being is because this does require internet connection or service to be able to back up your game and play a few different things. So I really wanted to wait and play it on my phone. What does this mean? It means I got about a month late jump to this game than everybody else did. I know everybody's been playing this game for a long time. This game might be old news, but what's great is I know there are tons of people who haven't started playing this game yet, because for those of you who don't have a Switch, you know, this game is available for the cell phone now. So I've been playing it the last few days, and all I have to say right away is this game is awesome. I can't believe that this was kind of a surprise drop on the Switch. They didn't even really talk about it. They didn't talk about the development. I really appreciate that they kind of almost kept this game quiet and released it. And the feedback right away on the Switch was just awesome. I was hearing such good things about this game. But like I said, I waited to play it until I could play it on my phone. And it is so good. And I'm going to start out kind of just at the basics of, you know, what makes a good game. For me, graphically, it doesn't have to be graphically good, like in the sense of realistic, but as far as a Pokemon games on a mobile phone, it is super colorful. They did such a good job with that, and it definitely feels like the Pokemon universe with the colors. The other thing is they took this game into more of like a blocky, it's not even 8-bit because it is a 3D game, but it's very blocky, similar to like what Minecraft would kind of be. But yet these characters in the Pokemon universe and in the environments and stuff, it never loses the feeling that you're in a Pokemon universe. All of the Pokemon look appropriate and the way they need to be, but it's very funny and very cool that they were able to bring this graphical style into the Pokemon universe, and it integrates so well. It works out so good. And then other than the graphics, another big thing for me is just the importance of music or audio. I feel like that takes a great, you know, it's an important thing to a game, and it very much makes a game, and the audio in this game is absolutely insane. The Pokemon sound exactly like they did on the Game Boy versions, and then the music is just ridiculous. These tunes that are playing kind of just when they're serene, when you're walking around in the environments, it's very cool, it's a little bit upbeat. And then you'll go fight the boss character, and it just cranks it up to 11, and it is just awesome. The music gets you pumping, it's appropriate, and then the audio sounds are just so good. What's great is it's kind of one of those in-between games, because on the Switch it feels very basic. It's cool that it's a free game on your Switch. It feels, okay, maybe this is a little bit basic, maybe kind of an indie title for the Switch, but yet when you're playing it on the cell phone, it feels so much greater than just a normal cell phone game. So it's kind of weird to have this game that's actually right in between like what the Switch is all about and then mobile gaming, but really integrating the two in the most perfect way possible. And it really is fun. It really is addictive. So the gameplay kind of goes like this. You basically start out, you get a starter Pokemon that you get to choose from. You know, it's Gen 1, so it's you know, all your original Gen 1 stuff, but you also get to choose from Pikachu and Eevee, maybe kind of celebrating Eevee and Pikachu Go, or yeah, coming up. Yeah, Eevee, Pikachu Go, yeah. So they're probably doing a little bit of that. And basically you can acquire a few Pokemon in the beginning, and you basically have a team of 3 Pokemon. You can slowly level them up, but you also gain these rune type things in the game as well, and you can attach them to your Pokemon and make them stronger. So leveling up isn't necessarily as important. It kind of helps you evolve, and it does improve their stats, but the runes are really where you can improve your characters greatly. And like I said, they're just random drops in the levels. And basically you start out in this environment, and as you level up, you access more areas of this map. Each area of the map usually has a Pokemon type that it's either strong to or weak to, so you can actually change your team of 3 Pokemon, and it encourages that, which is very, very cool. It's made me use Pokemon that I've never used before in games in a very creative way, because you only have this team of 3. And the battles go like this. So each area has a multiple bit of levels, and then you have a boss battle at the very end. And it's basically like a live battle system. So you drop your Pokemon into this map, and they fight in this environment as more and more enemies spawn. And what's really cool is this game actually allows you to do an auto battle, where the game just kind of runs your Pokemon around for you, and then makes the appropriate attack. Or you can use the touch interface and attack manually. They have cooldowns for their special attacks, and then you can hit those if you want to. Either on the Switch it is touch interface, or on the mobile phone it's touch interface. Obviously you can use the controllers and the Joy-Cons on the Switch version, which is really cool. So the gameplay is pretty simple. I usually use auto battle because you can play this game very passively if you want, or if you don't want to, you don't have to play it passively. You can be very involved in the game. I usually just play it passively. And it's really cool unlocking these new levels. It's really cool using Pokemon you haven't used before. And what's really cool is you also have this camp, basically. So after you're done with your battles, you have the opportunity to go into your camp. And in your camp, all of your Pokemon that you've acquired are in this camp. And what's cool is they actually interact with each other in pretty funny ways. If you want to just sit down and just look at that camp screen, your Pokemon just kind of run around, but they also interact with each other. And it's really, really funny. It's really, really clever how they did that. You can just sit and stare at your Pokemon camp like you would a fish tank, and it would be just as fun. And then in your camp you have a pot. In the pot you make soup. As you level up, you get better and better pots. And what you do is you put ingredients in, you make a soup, and then after you battle X amount of battles, your soup will be ready. And when it's ready, the soup will attract a Pokemon to your campsite. So it's a really cool way of not using Pokeballs to capture your Pokemon, but to just like attract them to your camp, and they'll come. The different soup types, and the better and better your pot gets as you level up, you get different types of Pokemon and more rare Pokemon. So it's really, really cool. And another really cool aspect of this game is it's not a pay-to-win game. You can purchase things in the game, but really what it amounts to is basically scenery for your camp, which you get some anyway, but you get added scenery if you want to spend money for that, if you're a attention to details individual. And then you also get more pots. So if you spend money, you do have the opportunity to attract more Pokemon to your camp, but you don't need to. I feel like the way you acquire Pokemon is consistent enough to where you're satisfied with getting, new Pokemon every now and again. And then every now and again, a Pokemon will just randomly come to your camp. You'll have to log in and kind of click on that Pokemon and befriend it, but it's cool that there are just random Pokemon that will just want to come to your camp, and you can befriend them and then use them. So that's kind of cool. They almost give you free Pokemon. You have a 5 battle limit. Once you do 5 battles, you have to wait, and I think it's almost 30 minutes per play time for a cooldown. So you can burn through your plays pretty quick and then have to wait kind of a long time to play it again, which is okay. I feel like that's kind of the way cell phone games or mobile games keep you interested. So yeah. It's kind of one of those things where I'm a little late to the game, but this game is so worth it. It's so enjoyable. There's so much charm to it, And I completely love it for how simple it is, yet how awesome it is. It totally feels like Pokemon, but played in a totally different way. It's very innovative, it's very unique, and I really, really am enjoying it. Right now, my team is a little bit odd. It's Pokemon that I've never used before, which is another thing that I really like about this game, like I said before. But I am using Shellder, Onix, and Geodude right now. Geodude I am using as my tank. He's got super high hit points. He's got lower DPS. Onix, I'm kind of using him as like my range DPS giver right now. And then Shellder I'm using because I pretty much think he breaks the game because he has barrier skill. And then I have 3 runes on him that multiply the barrier skill by 25%, and I have 3 of those on there. So literally Shellder casts barrier and my Pokemon literally can't die. Geodude has so many hit points, and then with barrier, they literally can't die. It's a very slow DPS dealing team, but I can do levels that are twice as much as my character level and just wipe them out. Like I said, it's very slow, but my guys like literally take no damage. If I could do any advice, I would definitely tell you to get Shellder and use his barrier skill and then put those runes on him to multiply the effect, because it's just ridiculous. So it's really, really fun. I'm having a really good time with it right now. So there you go. I just wanted to put my input on Pokemon Quest. If you haven't started playing it, please go download it. It's so fun. It's free. It's worth it. It's awesome. So there you go. Please feel free to like and subscribe down below. It is always appreciated. I appreciate every single one of my subscribers very, very much. Until next time, N64 Fun Time. Be nice, stay positive. Always be gaming.